Ah, yes. Many cars.
Okay, so the ferry by dormitory is still up. If you're in the run, please avoid shouting this ferry, as the instance will immediately go run over and start to chain pop it to death. We don't know how many charges are on that ferry, since it is in a pretty public spot. Hopefully that Barong gets pulled at 27, as we're expecting our OVNI in about a minute. Yep, just got pulled. And if you see OVNI pulled onto somebody and then that person meet an unfortunate death, do not pull the OVNI. It'll reset itself and everything will be okay. They're just blessing the run. There's our OVNI. Alright, so there are some people who are at Barong right now, so we're going to be waiting for them. We can go ahead and wait for this OVNI to reset while we wait for the Barong people to make their way over. That group 2 person should definitely be told to make their way over to us, as we want to get started soon. There are people who are getting rezzed at Barong at the moment, so we still have some time. Everybody else, if your group is all here, if you could please let me know in Yell Chat.
Come on, you two.
6 is here, 3 is here. Group 1 has 1 on the way still, they're close. So waiting for 4 and 5. If 4 and 5 could please let me know the status of their groups. 4 is all here. Anybody from group 5 is here. Group support is here. So just waiting on group 5 for status update.
Ah, the cars!
Who's group 5's group? That's Kipo's group. Kipo, can you let me know if your group is here? Okay, thank you. Alright. Let's go ahead and have a non-indoming tank go ahead and pull Avni, and we're gonna get started. If your tank is taking hits intentionally, they are probably resetting or building indom stacks, so healers, please keep an eye on them. Keep them topped up. As much as possible, if you could stand towards the northeast of the boss to bait those AoEs towards those tanks that are using them, that would be great. We're gonna need our first dispel. Hopefully somebody has it. So far we don't. That's a little scary. Get inside.
Oh no, Avni Savage!
So
Oh, no.
the tank who has aggro is going to be having some fun. Healers can keep them topped up. Okay,
they
got
are.
dispelled. Cool.
They got dispelled. Oh god.
We are going to take this ion shower underneath the boss as much as possible. Thank you. The main tanks will be using this to build stacks, so if you are not one of them, you should get away. We are good to continue burning, checking on the status of our tanks. There's another dispel. If someone could please get a dispel on that. If that dispel doesn't come off, don't take this ion shower, main tanks. That could have snapshotted with that non-dispelled damage buff, and that means it would hurt. It looks like it's okay though. Okay, we're gonna keep burning the boss. If you happen to die while Avni gets below 10%, please be careful taking a raise. If you are taking the raise while the screen fades to black, you may dodge your aetherically primed buff. Please be cautious of that. We're going to be getting in or very far away.
Oh, good lord.
Now would be one of those times. If you happen to die, you can wait to take the res till after you get your aetherically primed buff. Okay, once you get your buff, you're free to take a raise. Party leaders, if everybody got the aetherically primed buff, you can go ahead and send out your portal macro. So with this portal macro, you should have been assigned a portal number, and you will also know your group number, and using that, you can find out what portal you're going to take. The map was just posted in the Baldessian Arsenal chat, so you can use your group number and the portal number that you got and find out what portal you're going to take. Shortly, in about 2 to 3 minutes, the portals will be blue and available to see on the map, so then it'll be easier to match up with what portal you're going to head to. If you do not know how to read this map, if you are confused, you can feel free to ask your party leader where your portal is, and they can send you a flag for that. So there is one ferry at Dormitory. That's where a lot of the people from the run have ended up. So if you're at this ferry, please wait to grab it. Please wait until about 5 to 6 minutes on the ferry on your aetherically primed buff before you grab it. And when you do, make sure that you commit to it. Don't run in and out. Don't chain the ferry, as every time it pops, it wastes a charge. So we don't know how many charges this one by the Dormitory especially has, because it's in such a public place. So we're going to try and have as many of us run in to grab it at the same time. And yes, the other one is over there to the left, a little bit north of Malek, or a little south of Malek, actually. So that one, I haven't seen shouted or anything, so that one probably has more charges on it. I haven't seen the third fairy. As it gets closer to grabbing the fairy buff, it is probably a good idea to go ahead and shout it. For those who are grabbing the Dorm Fairy, go ahead and commit to grabbing it now, or just wait, as it's still a little early. Because yeah, if we continue to chain it, it'll die very quickly. Yep, so go ahead and grab that, since the charge just got used there. It is a good time to take it, but if you'd like to greet it more, you'll just have more time inside the instance with your fairy buff. When it turns about 5 minutes, that's a good time to grab it as well. The blue portals are out on the map, so you can use those to easier see where your respective portal is going to be. The fairy at dormitory is dying, so everyone here, make sure you're inside the buff. So the only one left, if you did not get your fairy at this point, is over by Malek, unless the third one is available somewhere. And as we head towards our blue portals, please wait next to them until they turn red. Even if you do have an etheric stabilizer, we ask that you do not use one, as it'll make someone else's red portal not appear. So generally we ask that main raid does not use an etheric stabilizer, even if you have one. Oh, if support could pick up that person, they're probably in main raid. They have 25 minutes, they have plenty of time. So they can drop from their party and support can pick them up, and they'll have time to run through their quests, and then they can join us in support. The portals will turn red shortly, so if you're waiting towards your portal, if you're standing right next to it, it may disappear and move position slightly, so you may need to turn your camera around to find out where it went. If your portal did not appear, please let us know. There will probably be an open one for you still. Go ahead and grab your red portals now. Looks like everybody got in. Once you're inside, welcome to BA. Please avoid dropping down. We're going to wait on the sides of the bridge to receive Protect and Shell. Once we receive Protect and Shell, you are free to head towards the Logos Manipulator and make any last-minute plates that you need. There is also a command I will post in Baldessian Arsenal chat for your Magia. Check with your party and make sure that you have a refresh healer, and if you do have one, you're free to use the Magia Auto command, which is just /Magia Auto, all one word. And when you target things, your wheel will automatically spin to offensive for the mobs that you target.
Maybe.
We will have normal group splits today. There's a dog in the background, don't mind that. Groups 1, 2, and 3 will head towards Art side, which is the Logos Manipulator side, and groups 4, 5, and 6 will head towards Owain side, which is the Magia Melder side. So party leaders can go ahead and drop a marker where your party is going to drop down to make sure everybody knows where they're going. And once again, before you drop down, please make sure that you have everything ready. Make sure you have all your plates, make sure you adjust your magia, all that stuff if you can't get back up once you drop down. And support, if you're already at 6, go ahead and wait until after you take support to release any more spots. We'll let the rest of those be free-for-all. And as we wait here, or yeah, at 5 is good. As we wait here to engage the walls, we're waiting for our main tanks to give us the all clear. They are refreshing their Indom stacks. Art side is still waiting for a tank to refresh. Wayne side will probably give us the all clear soon. Okay. But Wayne is good. They are free to, that side is free to drop down and go ahead and start engaging the wall. As you head past the wall, and in general, with the mobs inside of BA, let your main tanks be the ones to pull the mobs. Generally, mobs hit very hard, so if you are not a main tank or not a tank with Indom stacks, please turn your stance off. As if you leave it on and you tank these mobs, it is your responsibility to try and tank them. And I don't pay your sub. If you'd like to keep your stance on, that's fine. Just you may die to those mobs as they hit very hard. Generally, focus on the bigger mobs first. The bigger they are, the more attention they deserve, so things like death, those are a good target for. Generally, focus your damage on the bigger mobs. We'll be starting off with a Pirogo and some Magus, so focus on the Pirogo. Make sure your main tank has aggro of everything before you engage. When you get up to the Biblos, stay to the side of the Biblos, never in front or behind. There are no positionals in BA. So you never need to be moving for positionals. You can stay and do full DPS. Your tanks will be getting a cleave at the front. So please stay away from them and stay to the sides. Always to the sides. Okay, art side on second Biblos now. It sounds like Owain was already ready. Right, we're making our way up the stairs now. When we get up here, your consent to pull the boss is to cross the purple line. Okay, everyone's across on art side. If I could get an update on Owain.
Owen's ready.
Okay, sounds good. We have one that is coming back on art side. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a 15-second countdown going. We're going to get that going in 3, 2, 1, 15 seconds. Check your food. If you haven't already, make sure you have one popped. LBs can go out at 5 and 3. Main tanks will get ready to establish. Go ahead and establish main tanks. The fights will start off with a tank buster and then deviate from there. Art side is getting out, and then we'll be getting in afterwards. Wayne will have gotten hit by a raid wide, and they'll be watching for the opposite color spears when he changes colors. Raid wide art side.
Get to a fire spear, Owen.
Thank you. Spears are intercardinal for art. They'll be mimicking his actions. Be getting in to avoid this AoE or close to a spear. Get close to a spear after this. It happens fast. Get close to a spear now.
Owen is dead.
Okay, art side is 43%.
Raid wide Owen.
Okay, the opposite this time. We'll be getting away from art and away from spears.
Got an ice spear.
Entrance is not safe. We're gonna stop moving on art side once you're out of that AoE. Stop moving now. If you got a debuff pop sprint, you're gonna need to do so to dodge these blue lines. Dodge the blue lines now. Raid wide art side. Okay, avoid the person with the marker, and we're gonna be getting away from a radial as well. Avoid the person with the marker, they're getting chased.
Owen side, triangle stack, AoE spread.
Okay, art is dead. We have some sacks to resolve. As we head up the stairs, please wait for the bomb traps to be percepted. Your perceptors will find them. Tanks, please do not just randomly invuln them. We need to borrow those
I think
traps.
we have one Owen side.
Yeah, I think so. If not, I'll run over right now.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay, I'll run over in a second. Okay, the trap was popped on art side anyway, so we're gonna need to avoid this one on Owain's side.
And it's gone.
Okay. Alright, so we are going to need to refresh some other way for our Indom tanks. Most likely we're going to use a... well, the Biblos are dead. So we're most likely going to need to use a Centaur that is berserked. or they can refresh on Raiden. So we can have one of the main tanks pull the Centaur and have the casters and healers not sleep it, and then each tank can go ahead and invoke it and get their stacks refreshed. We're going to deal with these Maguses first. The Ghost has also been pulled. The Centaur has been pulled. If we could avoid sleeping it, we can let our Indom tanks get their refresh on that. Everybody else, focus your damage on it, and main tanks go ahead and take turns invoking and popping mitigations to refresh your Indom stacks. Healers, please keep an eye on those tanks that have it. The other main tanks haven't invoked, so there's only one tank that's refreshed on this so far. Okay, there's another. Everybody else, focus the damage on it so we can have this get off of our main tanks. Okay, this one got slept, it looks like. We're gonna need another sack. Alright, make sure you grab your coffer on the back wall while we deal with everything else. So everyone who is new, make sure you grab your coffer as just personal. Nobody can grab this loot for you. Looks like we're gonna need to
Yeah, we need a sack in the back
sacks.
for people.
Yep. So healers with sacks, if you could handle that. We probably have tanks that will need to refresh via Raiden, hopefully. Apologies that those traps got taken. Looking for... Okay, so we still have 2 tanks with full stacks. Pop will build later. It's okay. Alright, everybody who's ready, go ahead and cross the purple line as we're going to be getting ready to pull this boss. We're going to need to set up way markers for the main tanks, or for the parties. We're going to have A to the north and C to the south. Those are the most important. We have B to the east side and D to the west side. The A and C markers will be used to call which side we're going to run to. So keep that in mind. We'll also say north or south, and that is true north relative. So please make sure to keep that in mind. We're going to set a 15-second countdown in 3, 2, 1, 15 seconds. LBs can go out if you have them. Main tanks are going to get ready to establish. Everybody stack up tight for the first Raiden wide. We're going to make it easier on our healers, so stack up tight on the boss. Battles, Feints, Reprisals, Dismantles. After we take the damage, you are free range to head back towards the star in the middle of the room, and melee have free time for uptime, as the next 2 mechanics don't matter to us. Next up, we are going to see a mechanic that matters to us. It's Amenosaka Hoko. We're going to be heading back towards the range when you see it cast. Going to do so now. Getting away from this big point blank, and he's going to backflip onto us. We're going to want to stand in the middle underneath the hitbox. You cannot avoid this. After this, head towards the D-way marker or towards the center. Wherever you head, stack on top of people. We're baiting puddles. We're going to be watching which way the sword points. Heading to the north, A north, to the left. Head to the north. Healers rescue people who are on the wrong side. We're going to get back in the middle, stacking up tight again as another raid and wide will be coming. So addles, feints, reprisals, dismantles. Okay, we're going to see lancing bolts. So we're going to get AoE markers above our head. We're going to want to take these to the edges of the arena. Please do not overlap them with anybody. Raiden is a little high on percentage, so go ahead and focus the Streak Lightning's ranged. Everyone else focus Raiden. Okay, go ahead and focus Raiden. There's going to be a purple puddle that's going to appear. Please avoid it and don't step back into it after this Raiden wide. Maybe you won't see the purple puddle. Alright, after, go ahead and head up the stairs and grab your treasure coffer as we make our way out. Your main tanks will be grabbing the mobs at their discretion. Most likely the Calca will walk down these stairs and we will grab it and focus our attention on that. The Biblos are away from us.
Whoa.
We can also avoid that bleed trap. We'll pull one Biblos. If a main tank can please pull one of the Biblos and we'll focus our attention on that. There it goes. We'll grab that one. The Calca has been pulled up the stairs away from us, so we'll deal with that last. So we'll focus on the Biblo for right now. Let's go and grab the other one. Okay, as we make our way up the stairs, the raid wides are going out, but we won't deal with those. So just focus all your damage on that. After this, there is a coffer, but there's a bomb trap in front of it, so please wait to go towards it until it is percepted.
Ah.
Go ahead and grab that coffer now. Down the hallway, we're going to be focusing our attention on the sprites.
I wish not.
Looks like there's nothing in the earth or fire rooms, so we're going to kill that sprite and continue to make our way down the hallway.
Ah.
Please make sure the sprite does not cast Banish. Make sure to interrupt it or stun it. Chest is in wind. That's good to know.
Wind.
Oh. Helps if you pop the wisdom that you have on. That's fine. Okay. We have the portal in ice, so we're going to deal with the mobs that we have pulled so far. The Calcas are being pulled out, so there'll be big conals that'll be cast. Nice. So when you see those, be either very close or very far away from them. Those conals now. Watch your feet. There's a lot of AoEs that are going to be going on. The Vikings may try to run up to you and give you hugs with small little conals. That doesn't mean the main tanks have lost aggro. It just means that they're trying to do their thing. Okay, so we'll grab the wind chest later, and we're going to go ahead and head through the ice room, through the portal. When you go through this portal, turn your camera to the right. There is a chest waiting for you. Please make sure to grab this one, as the most annoying to go back and get if you miss it. Down in this room, we're going to have some mobs that we've already seen before. There's some frogs and some smaller mobs. Going to be looking for a bleed trap as well. The Calca is roaming in. Focus your attention on the Kauka. If Terrifying Glance does go off, please be sure to get behind it. Don't be in front of it.
Oh no. No, 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 no.
Some Braid Wides are going to be coming out from the Kauka if it does not die.
I should have been on controller.
And once those mobs are done, we're going to be heading down the hallway, dealing with some ghosts.
Ah.
Okay, the support rooms are all percepted. We're going to have our groups split up, groups 1, 2, and 3 from the top left to right, and groups 4, 5, and 6 from the bottom left to right. Please make sure that every group has a tank that is going to be tanking the mobs. Please be sure they have their stance on, and that they are in Magia defense if they don't know how they're supposed to tank the mobs. If a group does not have a tank, please let us know. So we don't have a room that is just being chased around by the mobs for 5 minutes like happened recently. But if every group does have a tank, have that tank have their stance on, have them be ready and stand in the circle. If someone doesn't have a tank, please let us know either in voice or in yell chat. And there are extra tanks, okay? Hopefully everybody's okay. Make sure your tank has aggro of the mobs before you engage.
Oh. Ah. Can't have aggro on me if you're dead.
Alright, down this hallway. We're going to be back in the rooms that we've already been in before, so this is a good time to go back and get any coffers that you may have missed. So the Art Owain coffer is down the stairs to the right. The Riding coffer is right up ahead from us as we walk down this hallway. Up the stairs, as we make our way up to the left, is the coffer where the bomb trap is. And we're going to clear out the hallway and then grab the last coffer that's waiting for us in the wind room. Okay, the mobs are dying in here. The main tanks will grab either the Biblo or the Centaur. Okay, the Centaur has been pulled. It's probably best if the healers or casters sleep this cast. Thank you. Now it's just a normal mob, and we can focus our attention on the Bibliotaph. We'll either cast a donut or a point blank. Okay, now the main tanks, if they could please take all these Scatines and pull them to the side. We're going to hug the wall to the very left, stay against the wall to avoid any bomb trap because we don't know where it is right now. Grab this coffer and make our way out. Please do not loiter around this room. It is not safe, so don't walk towards the center. Grab your coffer and make our way out so our main tanks can leash these mobs. Okay, now it is break time, so we're going to be on the bridge here. We're going to get a shell refresh. Tristidia is dying right now, so support is going by successfully. And we will be waiting for support to make their way inside with us, so we have about 9 minutes to wait until the support group makes their way in. So it's a good time to go take a bio break, get some water, anything else that you need to do, as they're going to be going through the same process that we did of waiting 9 minutes for their buffs to go down and be heading in when their portals turn red. So please just don't be AFK too long. Make sure that you wiggle your character. There's support successful. Thank you, support group. And just make sure you don't get AFK kicked, as it is a lot harder to get you back into this instance if you are to get AFK kicked. Once you receive shell, you can move past the pillars and wait up by the purple line to make your shell passer's life easier. Also, if healers could please keep an eye on the main tanks that need to rebuild their stacks. And yeah, when they do pull those Scatines, you can use them to build job gauge. Just make sure that the main tank has aggro of them before you do all your burst on them. We are not trying to kill the Scatines that get pulled. We are just using them to refresh the stacks for our tanks. So we don't need protect, but the main tanks do. So please make sure that our main tanks get protect. Poprax just asked for protect, so please make sure they get it so they can go build. Yep, that's true. We only need shell, but the main tanks need protect. So please make sure that they get it. Yeah, if I could get a Sage with Pop Racks, just to make sure that they're extra safe as they build their stacks. They're going to be starting from 1. Very much.
Oh, come on, Althea.
Okay, looks like we're all good. Once again, while we wait for support to make their way in, please make sure to wiggle your character. Jump, do some actions. Make sure everything, that you don't get AFK kicked. And support, if you could let me know what the timers are looking like. Four minutes? Okay, so pretty soon. So the reds are going to be coming out and they're going to be getting ready.
Someone is sleepy.
Alright, looks like support is making their way in. If a shell passer could make sure that they get shell, we're going to go ahead and start going over explanations for AV. A lot of the things that are going to happen in AV are going to get handled in calls, so we don't need to worry too much about explaining every little thing, there is one thing that is personal responsibility, and it is Turbulent Ether. That has been posted, an example of it has been posted in Baldesion Arsenal chat. So, if you could look at that and see that there is people who are receiving tethers, you will receive a random either white or purple tether, and you may not receive one, but if you do, it is for you to wait there for the conal to get baited, as you don't want to run and go bait the conal onto your safe portals. We're going to all wait in place while that happens. Once you figure out that you have one, when the conal comes out, then you're free to take the tethered orb to a portal of the opposite color. Only one person can be inside of any given portal. If you see that you can't make it to one or you can't find one in time, just head towards the edges of the arena away from everybody and let the orb hit you. You'll receive a damage down by yourself and your healer will heal you up after that, so everything will be okay. We just don't want the orbs to stay in the middle and hit everybody, as it'll give everybody a damage down. This is an enraged fight, so please make sure that you check your food. It will have been low if you haven't popped another one since the beginning. So check your food. We're going to be getting started here. Anybody who still needs shell, go ahead and receive it. We're going to set a full timer of 54:30 on the Conquer the Baldesion Arsenal timer. So that is about a minute and 20 from now. So this gives time for everybody to set up focus. There could be people who are chaining double edge who will also use these timers. So it'll be a minute timer starting shortly. That is a minute from now. $30 seconds and 15 seconds for in-game timers. We'll count it down for everyone when it gets there. So in 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds for in-game timers. Again, if you are not a main tank, please be sure that you check your stance. Make sure that only the main tanks have their stance on, and those will be sharing the aggro at the front of the boss. LBs can go out at 5 and LB1s can go out at 3. It'll be coming up shortly. 5 LBs out. Main tanks go ahead and get ready to establish. This fight is a melee range fight, so everybody, even if you are ranged, stack up tight behind the boss. It is safer for you to be closer to the boss than further away. We're going to see a meteor raid wide, so Ados Faint Reprisals dismantles. I see a set of introductory puddles. These puddles will only be one color, but they will grow, so please get away from them, but don't get away too far. They will double in size. You'll be able to see how big they grow. After they grow, get ready to collapse back into AV. Do so now. We're going to be sidestepping a conal. Sidestep this conal. Get behind the boss, away from the tanks. I see a half room split. We're getting to the dark side of the room. The dark side of the room now. Dark side. Stay behind the boss again, away from the main tanks, as a tank buster is coming up next. It cleaves. So please don't be in the front near the main tanks. Okay, a little bit of uptime here before we see double puddles. Getting away from light puddles and close to dark puddles. Away from light, close to dark. Don't be in any, there's no melee uptime. Away from the light puddles. Save to return. Okay, a little bit of uptime here before a meteor raid wide. Ados Faint Reprisals dismantles. Next up is Turbulent Ether. So, once again, the order of operations. Check if you have a tether. Don't go take it out yet. If you have one, wait here. We're waiting here to go take them for the conal to pop out. There it is, sidestep it, now go take the orbs out to a portal of the opposite color. A tank buster is going to be happening at the front with the main tank, so get away from them now.
Ooh.
Okay, get behind the boss once everything is resolved. There'll be 2 meteor raid wides in succession. Here's the first one.
I have
Second one coming up
healers.
next. We're definitely going to see triple room split, so what's going to happen here is we're going to stack up right underneath the boss as he disappears. Stack up tight right underneath the boss. Do not follow your main tank. Stack up with the group unless you know what you're doing. Okay, we're watching which one is first. It's a light side first. Light side of the room. Light side. Light side again. Light side and then dark side afterwards. Light side first. Dark side, stack up tight. We're baiting a radio under our feet. When you see this radio, get away from it. Head towards the edges of the arena. Once you take the damage, collapse back in. You'll be sidestepping another conal. Sidestep this conal. We're gonna get behind the boss away from the main tanks as soon as possible, as a tank buster is coming up right after this. There's that tank buster, get away from the main tank. Right, we're gonna push damage here and try and skip anything else. Here's another meteor raid wide. This should be okay.
Hooray.
Okay, good. As we head out of the arena, grab your next treasure coffer. Hopefully you get lucky and get a minion. We're gonna head up the stairs. Your main tanks may turn around to go refresh their indom stacks. At the top of the stairs, we have 2 more mobs that we're going to deal with. There are 2 owls, and we're going to deal with them one at a time as they have a dangerous cast called On the Properties of Darkness. So any tank can pull these, even if they are not a main tank. If you see that cast On the Properties of Darkness, please be sure to stun it. Okay, they can just die as well, that's okay. Alright, we're going to be waiting for first time cutscenes. Everybody else, please do not drop down yet. We're going to be waiting on the sides of the bridge to get a shell refresh if you need it. And if not, just please wait to drop down.
Ooh, that's a lot of new people.
Alright, everybody is out of cutscenes, so we're going to start going over explanations. Once again, please do not step on the button. We're going to be waiting here, as our main tanks are not with us. That would be very dangerous to drop. It's okay if you do drop, but just don't target the boss, as if the boss gets engaged, there's not very easy to reset the engagement. So we're going to start with explanations. And the Ozma markers have already been posted in Baldesion Arsenal chat, and these will be used to help us explain. So first things first, the most important mechanic in this fight is Black Hole. Every transition between phases will have a Black Hole cast, and those 6 blue circles that are on the platforms and on the ring will need to be filled in order for us to not get sucked out by Black Hole. If any are empty, the whole raid gets sucked out by Black Hole. And if you personally are not inside one, you will get sucked out and sent back to base camp and your run is over. So the way that we make sure that all of these circles get filled is we have the melee on every platform, go to the button that's on the platform. We have the ranged, go to the button that's on the right of the platform. If all these circles get filled with those rules every time, everything will resolve and everything will be fine. There are 2 personal responsibility mechanics that'll happen. One is meteors and the other is acceleration bombs. Meteors will happen in multiple times during the fight. There will be 2 big purple markers that'll get randomly assigned to people. You will need to check every time and make sure that it is not you who has one. Assume you have one until you don't. If you do have one, please make sure that you take it to the back right corner or to the right on the ring, the 1 or 2-way marker. If you get one, please make sure that you adjust to the other person that is also going to have one. If you see them running to the right, go to the back and vice versa. Do not stack them on top of each other. If you get one, also please be sure to not jump off. Even if you realize you have one, jumping off will just send it to south, and then south will be in trouble. So if you see one of these, please make sure to resolve it correctly to the best of your ability. Don't focus on DPS, don't focus on anything else. See if you have one. If you do, take it correctly. When you drop the radial, you'll be heading back towards the group, away from it, and everything will resolve correctly. The last thing is acceleration bombs. Acceleration bombs have been a mechanic that have been used in recent content. They are a ticking dice icon that will tick down to 0, and if you're doing actions like auto-attacking, or moving your camera, or moving, casting, any sort of actions, doing emotes as well, you will explode and deal 90% of your health in damage to you and everybody around you. So if you see this ticking dice icon, please respect it, please put your weapon away, don't do any actions, just take your hands off the keyboard, wait for it to tick down to 0, then you're free to continue to do actions. There is an unfortunate situation where you could get both an acceleration bomb and a meteor. It's very unlucky, it doesn't happen very often. If this does happen to you, you will need to take the meteor out first and then resolve your acceleration bomb, even if the accel bomb is going to explode. It's okay if it explodes by yourself away from everybody, as your healer can just heal you back up. You finish resolving your meteor and everything will be fine. It is worse if you try and resolve the accel bomb and drop the meteor in the middle of the platform, as that could wipe the entire platform if it is misplaced. So please resolve meteors over everything else. We are going to get ready to drop down. We have normal group splits today. Yeah, we have normal group splits, so we're going to have groups 1 and 2 head northwest, groups 3 and 4 head northeast, and groups 5 and 6 head south. Please stay towards the center of the platforms as you walk down. Please do not cut the corners, as they are very slippery. So please try and stay towards the center. I will tell support where to go shortly. They can head northwest. Support can head northwest. So party leaders, as you get to your platform, please make sure your markers are set up. Please set them up the way that they are posted in the Baldesion Arsenal chat to match for our callouts. Once again, please make sure to avoid cutting corners. And try to avoid targeting the boss, especially if you're Fizz ranged, as the auto attack could pull the boss early, and we're still getting all our main tanks into position. So all our main tanks are going to be standing on the buttons to make it easier for everybody to mark them. So on northwest, there we go. We have Luceria right there on northwest. Carlana is on northeast, and Poprax is on south. So healers, even if you are not in that tank's party, please mark those tanks, as it is your responsibility to heal those tanks. Everybody needs to make sure that those tanks stay alive, as they're keeping us alive. Party leaders, please do a ready check for your respective party, and please let me know in Yell chat when everybody is ready. There's 3, 5, 6, 2, waiting for 1 on 1. Support is ready. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Support. Okay, everybody's ready. We're gonna set a pull timer of 62 on the Conquer the Baldesion Arsenal timer. 62. So that is in 1 minute and 5 seconds. A minute coming up now. That's a minute timer. Gives everybody a chance to set up focus, set up double edge, make sure you have your Magia set correctly, check your food. Once again, very important, tanks that are not the main tanks, please keep your stance off. Only the 3 main tanks that were mentioned before should have their stance on. 40 seconds now. I will count down the 30-second timer for our in-game timers. In 3, 2, 1, it's 30 seconds. 25 seconds. Take a deep breath. We're gonna get through this. Everything's gonna be okay. 15 seconds. 5 seconds. LBs are going out. Main tanks get ready to establish. Open with Voke, please. Melee will have some uptime, so they can stay at the front. The range can pre-position to the back of the platform. Shortly, the melee will join the ranged at the back of the platform when Ozma transforms. Go ahead and join the range now at the back of the platform. After this AoE goes off, we're going to be approaching the boss as a group, taking shared auto attacks. Take the auto attacks together and stay stacked up. Shortly, we're going to see a knockback emanating from the circle behind us. So we're going to stand right in front of it to get knockback towards Ozma. You can also knockback mitigate this. And do so now. Stand right in front of the circle or knockback mitigate. Okay, stack back up together. In 3 more auto attacks, 2 more auto attacks now. We'll be getting ready for our first black hole. 1 more auto attack. After the next auto attack, range can go ahead and get ready. Range to the button on the right, melee to the button on the platform. If you're lost, get to any button. Don't get sucked out.
Ooh, Althea, that was
Make it
that
to
was
any
close.
button. Safe to return to Ozma.
Althea with
We're
the
going to see
skills.
Shade transformation shortly. You can look to the left and right of your platform to follow along. Getting to the back of the platform first. To the back of the platform. Wait for this AoE to go off. Your main tanks will be taking heavy auto attacks. Healers, please keep an eye on them.
Potion.
Okay, next up we're going to see a Ozma transformation as well as a Shade. So we'll see 2 movements. There are those Shades. Getting off the platform first, main tanks last, off the platform. Once you see the laser, then we're going to be getting close to Ozma. Wait for the laser, close to Ozma now. Stay stacked up to the left, main tanks to the right. This is main tank phase. Stay stacked up very tight to the left, away from the main tank. Just take this stack away from the main tank. The main tank will stay to the right to let the cleaves go off away from the group. Okay, we have some uptime here before we're gonna move due to his Shade transformation. Getting off the platform, take the stack at the front towards the C-way marker. Stay moved up to the front as it's a holy knockback. Don't get knocked off. Safe to return to Ozma.
Oh, good, they got her.
Okay, get ready for black hole now. Melees head to the button on the platform, range to the button on the right of the platform.
Oh no!
Safe to return to Ozma.
Oh, we lost a healer.
Shades are up. Be staying at Ozma first. Stay at Ozma. After this AoE goes off, we're going to be getting off the platform. Wait for this, now off the platform. This is healer phase, so healers will be heading to the back of the platform to bait bleeds. 1 healer needs to do this. Everybody just receive a chance to get an acceleration bomb. If you see that ticking dice icon on you, please put your weapon away and take no action. Meteors have just been placed, so please take them to 1 or 2. The 1 or 2 way markers. Please do so now.
I said never left, Althea. I said never left.
Get to the front to get away from the radial markers. And then main tanks, please pick up these ads. These are our highest priority. They have to die. Okay, Shades are up again. getting off the platform. Get off the platform. You will receive another acceleration bomb chance. If you have one of those debuffs, please wait and don't move or take action. Okay, everyone stay stacked together. And healers continue to bait bleeds.
It looks like Althea's not getting it.
I'm getting sucked out, so someone else will need to take over
no.
calls.
It got all of
We
us.
all got
A1
sucked
got
out.
No.
The call was not made for Black Hole.
Oh.
I guess no one who was at the ring?
Someone didn't make it to the ring buttons.
I guess not. A1 got sucked out.
Okay, well, good try, everybody.
Dear me.
I couldn't see the other side of the ring, so I didn't see where it happened, but it doesn't matter. It's okay.
No need to apologize if it happens to the best of us. That was the last thing I've never seen happening, so... At least I've seen everything now, eh?
Well, thanks everybody for coming. Hope everybody had fun. These things happen, so don't worry about who made a mistake or anything like that. We all try our best. There will be more runs posted. There isn't any at the moment, but I'll probably try and host one tomorrow during the afternoon, maybe. I'll see if I can. But thanks everybody for coming.
Thank you for hosting. Well, at least I got footage.
Oh God.
I am so sorry, Althea. What happened today has only happened twice in my year of running this.
Wow.
I've never gotten it on footage before. It is a mixed blessing. I
Yes.
just got done I just got done with poor Elio. He's still sick. He doesn't understand what went wrong. So what went wrong there were two things. Althea, our tank stood on us during particle beam. That was the first thing that killed you.
Okay, yeah, because I was even using second wind and curing waltz and trying to keep myself up.
We had 3 healers, plus the warrior heals, but the particle beams go through defense, and the more people that stack on the tank, the more damage.
I wondered what the hell was going on there.
She got ripped apart, like literally,
Yeah.
like a bird going through a window.
Well, I could see the tanks, standing like halfway. Like it's like, aren't you supposed to be like up in the upper corner there?
He was, but he got nervous. It was his first run too. First runs shouldn't be main tank, but he wanted to be main tank. Yes. Again, I blame Pint. But the second thing that went wrong was that the caller forgot to call the last black hole. So an entire platform didn't get on the thing. So as soon as Althea got on the button, I'm going like, oh, thank God she's gonna make it. And then I see us all spinning, and I'm going
exactly.
like, but we made it to the button.
I've been watching. I was watching the Ozma fight as you were streaming it. So
I am so sorry.
It's quite alright. I'm just really glad I got in after not missing it due to not reading terms and conditions.
That's okay.
Oh my.
And I want you to say, I wanted to say that you did magnificent with the meteor. You realized you went the wrong way, and then you got to the correct position. A lot of people would have just left it on the left. So you did fantastic.
Hey, I adjusted.
Yay!
Yep. Oh, God. I hope you have a wonderful night, guys. I will do my best to get you your clear. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Bramble, and yeah,
unfortunately,
unfortunate that it all came together that way.
Yep. Well, you were part of something exceptionally rare that isn't seen in the modern day that often. But I hope you guys have a good night.
You
Same
too.
to you, Bramble. Thank you.
No sweat. Thank you. I feel so